Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1, and Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Edo State Governor Ibikule Amosu.
You're welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Nicholas Okosile Walter, and on news making the headlines, we have 22 COVID-19 patients discharged in Sokoto. Mauritius official virus-free after total recoveries, no new cases. U.S. Secretary of State condemns shooting at Kabul maternity ward. And foreign reserves gains $1.22 billion in 11 days. FIFA postpones Women Under 17 World Cup to 2021. Please stay with us as we'll bring you details of that news after the short break. Don't go anywhere. All right, thanks for joining us once again and welcome back. Now the news in details. Governor Aminu Tambo of Sokoto State has announced the discharge of 22 COVID-19 patients from health facilities in the state. Before their discharge, the patients were isolated and treated in 2 of the state isolation facilities. According to the State Commissioner for Health and Chairman of the State Task Force on COVID-19, Dr. Muhammad Iname, who addressed journalists on behalf of the governor, said 19 patients had hitherto been discharged after they were certified healthy and free from the virus. This brings the number of COVID-19 patients so far discharged by the task force to 41 out of 176 cases. Describing the current discharge as the highest so far achieved by the state, the governor reiterated that being COVID-19 isn't a death sentence in any way. This development shows that many of those infected by the disease do recover and go about their normal activities. The governor implored the people of the state to avoid stigmatization of anyone infected by the virus. In his remarks, Iname said the task force was doing its best to ensure that it curbed the spread of the disease by screening each of the suspected cases. He added that the task force was intensifying efforts at tracing the contacts of those infected. Moving forward, curfew extended for 14 days in Edo State of Nigeria. The Edo State government has extended the curfew in the state for another 14 days as it ramps up measures to contain the spread of coronavirus. In a statement, Benin Secretary to the State Government, Osarodion Oge, said the curfew effective between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. daily was extended to limit movement within the state at night. He said the Edo State government has extended the curfew in the state for another 14 days, starting from May 13, 2020. The time for the curfew remains 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. daily. This is in furtherance of effort to contain the spread of coronavirus in the state. Government reiterates that only those on essential duties are allowed movement within this period. He urged Edo residents to continue to adhere to regulations against the spread of the virus, including regular hand washing with soap under running water or use of alcohol-based sanitizer, wearing a face mask while in public, and avoiding gatherings of more than 20 persons. On other news stories, the internally displaced person says food is their problem, not COVID-19. The internally displaced persons in Abuja, Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states have said food is their problem, not COVID-19. The IDP said rather than adhering to precautionary measures against the COVID-19, what was necessary was how to get jobs to earn money and feed. The chairman of the IDPs in New Kuchingoro area of Abuja, Emmanuel Philemon, stated this in an interview with journalists after receiving palliatives from the Otumba Adejare Adegbenro Foundation, led by member of his board of trustees, Shehu Bida Philemon. Shehu Bida, thank you. Philemon, who thanked OAAR for the items, which included bags of rice, cartons of noodles, and other food items, said the people living in the camps had refused to observe safety measures because they believed coronavirus was non-existent. And coming from around Africa, Mauritius officially virus-free after total recoveries, no new cases. Mauritius declared total recoveries from coronavirus infections. The island nation's official COVID-19 page said 322 people had recovered out of the 332 confirmed cases so far. May 11 marked the 15th consecutive day that no new case was recorded in the country. A lockdown, however, remains in place to contain possible spread of the virus. Mauritius becomes the second African country to have declared virus-free status after infection. Mauritania weeks ago reported full recoveries, as well as 6 recoveries and a death at the time. As of May 12, 2020, Africa's sole virus-free nation is Mauritius. Lesotho is the sole African country yet to record a case. Eritrea, Seychelles, and Mauritania each have one active case pending, according to tallies by Johns Hopkins University. And still from Africa, from around Africa, we have one active case left in Eritrea as 38 patients recovered. The Ministry of Health announced another full recovery bringing the total of the tally to 38 out of 39. One patient has recovered fully after tests at National Laboratory and was released from hospital. With the total number of confirmed cases in the country to date still at 39, Eritrea currently has one active case. Government is, however, stressing the need to continue observing regulations enforced by the task force. By this important milestone should not induce complacency, and the grave threat of the pandemic has not been eradicated. They are not out of woods yet. In the event, they urged every citizen to continue to fully adhere to and diligently implement the GOE guidelines in force until the ongoing task of detailed and comprehensive assessment to gauge the spread of the pandemic in the entire country will full certainly is accomplished. We're going to a short break now. When we come back, we'll bring you the updates from the United States. Stay with us.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
Coronavirus is an infectious disease, one which can be spread from person to person.
However, you can protect yourself, the people around you, and help prevent spreading the virus to others if only you
Wash your hands regularly for 20 seconds with soap and water or an alcoholic-based hand rub or sanitizer.
Clean and disinfect surfaces. Cover your nose and mouth with a disposable tissue or flex elbow when you cough or sneeze.
Practice social distancing. Avoid close contact, that is 1 meter or 3 feet, with people who are unwell.
stay home and self-isolate from others in the household if you feel unwell.
Don't touch your eyes, nose or mouth with your hands, whether clean or not.
You only need to stay in the comfort of your home.
As Celebration TV brings to you life-transforming,
Destiny empowering.
And spirit uplifted programs for your viewing pleasure.
Together we can save lives and cut down the spread of coronavirus.
This message is brought to you by Celebration TV, revealing Jesus, releasing destinies.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi
and the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk.
All right, thanks and welcome back. Thanks for joining us once again. We'll bring you details, updates from the United States. U.S. Secretary of State condemns shooting at Kabul maternity ward. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has condemned a militant attack on a maternity ward in Kabul, Afghanistan. 2 babies and 12 mothers and nurses were killed when several gunmen stormed the hospital on Tuesday morning. Meanwhile, in the eastern province of Nangarhar, a bombing at a funeral killed at least 26 people. Mr. Pompeo said any attack on innocents is unforgivable, but to attack infants and women in labor is an act of sheer evil. He added, during the holy month of Ramadan and amidst the threat of COVID-19, these 2 attacks are particularly appalling. In the wake of the attacks, President Ashraf Ghani said he was ordering the resumption of offensive operations against the Taliban and other groups. The Kabul attack began at about 5:30 a.m. GMT yesterday, and locals described hearing 2 blasts, then gunfire. One doctor who fled during the assault said about 140 people were in the hospital when the gunmen attacked. Afghan Special Forces rescued 100 women and children, including 3 foreigners. The attackers, who reportedly had gained access dressed as police officers, were all killed by security personnel after a battle lasting hours. And more updates from England. Lockdown eases slightly in England as some return to work. People in England can spend more time outside, meet a friend at park and move home, and as the government begins easing some lockdown measures. Under the new rules, garden centers can reopen and people can meet one person from outside their household. Sports that are physically distant, such as golf, are also now permitted. Meanwhile, some employees who cannot work from home are being encouraged to return to their workplaces. It follows a speech by Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Sunday in which he unveiled a conditional plan aimed at reopening society, much of which has been in lockdown for 7 weeks. This has led to a divergence in lockdown rules between the UK government and the devolved administrations, with Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland keeping stricter measures in place and retaining the measure to stay at home. In England, employers have been issued with guidelines on keeping workplaces as safe as possible, including the use of staggered shifts and frequent cleaning. And those who flaunt the rules could face criminal proceedings, and the Health and Safety Executive Watchdog has warned. And now on business news, foreign reserves gained $1.22 billion in 11 days. Foreign reserves have risen to $34.65 billion within 11 days, latest figures from the Central Bank of Nigeria have indicated. The report specifically shows that the foreign reserves rose by $1.22 billion from $33.42 billion as of April 29, 2020 to $34.65 billion on May 11th. The reserves had slipped into a decline after hitting a high of $45.17 billion on June 11, 2019, losing $11 billion at $33.89 billion as of April 28, 2020. The Central Bank Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, during the last Monetary Policy Committee meeting of the banking sector, reiterated the need for government to urgently reduce reliance on oil revenue by gradually diversifying the economy and improving tax collection. On the domestic front, he said, available data on key macroeconomic variables indicated the likelihood of subdued output growth for the Nigerian economy in 2020. Emefiele also said the headwinds would, however, be partly mitigated by the timely and effective response of the monetary and fiscal authorities in containing the spread of the COVID-19 infections and the calibration as well as adjustment of the 2020 federal budget to the revised thresholds. The CBN governor emphasized pegging expenditure to critical sectors of the economy, adoption of a new fiscal regime to encourage the build-up of fiscal buffers, sustained CBN interventions in selected sectors, and enhanced flow of credit to the real sector, and deliberate policies to diversify the economy. And still on business news, UK economy shrinks at fastest pace since financial crisis. The UK economy shrank at the fastest pace since the financial crisis in the first quarter of 2020 as coronavirus forced the country into lockdown. The Phase 4 national statistics said the economy contracted by 2% in the 3 months to March, following zero growth in the final quarter of 2019. The UK's dominant services sector suffered a record decline. Analysts expected a bigger slump in the second quarter before the economy starts to recover. This is the first official growth estimate since the UK was put into lockdown at the end of March. While analysts expect a larger quarter decline of 2.6% in the first 3 months of the year, it is still the biggest contraction since the end of 2008 when Lehman Brothers collapsed. The drop was driven by a record monthly fall of 5.8% in March alone, according to the ONS. It said there had been widespread declines across the services, manufacturing and construction sectors, including a 1.9% fall in services output, which includes retailers, travel agents and hotels. The ONS said it is the largest quarterly contraction since the global financial crisis and reflects the imposing of public health restrictions and voluntary social distancing put in place in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. We'll go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll bring you sports news on how FIFA postpones Women's Under-17 World Cup to 2021. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, and Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Coronavirus is an infectious disease, one which can be spread from person to person.
However, you can protect yourself, the people around you, and help prevent spreading the virus to others if only you
Wash your hands regularly for 20 seconds with soap and water or an alcoholic-based hand rub or sanitizer.
Clean and disinfect surfaces. Cover your nose and mouth with a disposable tissue or flex elbow when you cough or sneeze.
Practice social distancing. Avoid close contact, that is 1 meter or 3 feet, with people who are unwell.
stay home and self-isolate from others in the household if you feel unwell.
Don't touch your eyes, nose or mouth with your hands, whether clean or not.
You only need to stay in the comfort of your home.
As Celebration TV brings to you life-transforming,
Destiny empowering.
And spirit-uplifted programs for your viewing pleasure.
Together we can save lives and cut down the spread of coronavirus.
This message is brought to you by Celebration TV, revealing Jesus, releasing destinies.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femima.
and the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, and Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News.
All right, welcome back. And now in sports, FIFA postpones Women Under-17 World Cup to 2021. The Women's Under-17 World Cup, due to be held in India in November, has been postponed for 3 months, FIFA said on Tuesday, adding to a growing list of sporting events hit by the pandemic. The tournament, to be played in 5 cities across the country, will now start February 17th, football's governing body has said. India is looking to boost its international standing as a host of top sporting events after holding the Men's Under-17 World Cup in 2017. FIFA also unveiled new dates for this year's Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica and Panama. It will now be played from January 20th to February 6, 2021. The 2020 FIFA 4-Star World Cup in Lithuania has been pushed back to September 12th next year. Meanwhile, the 70th FIFA Congress, which was due to be held in Addis Ababa, will be run as an online event on September 18. The coronavirus has brought the international sports to a standstill, but some football leagues are restarting, albeit behind closed doors. South Korea's K-League came back to life last Friday, and Germany's Bundesliga football championship is to restart this weekend in empty stadiums. In another sport news, Serena eager to return after lockdown. U.S. superstar Serena Williams says she's ready to play real tennis after the enforced rest of coronavirus quarantine. She looks forward to getting back on the court. The 23-time Grand Slam champion said in a chat with her older sister Venus during an Instagram live workout yesterday. Tennis is on hiatus until at least mid-July because of the COVID-19 pandemic, with the French Open postponed until autumn and Wimbledon cancelled for the first time since World War II. Serena said she'd come to see the break as a necessary evil. However, the 38-year-old who last won a Grand Slam title at the 2017 Australian Open said that she felt like her body needed it, even though she didn't want it. And now she's feeling better than ever. She's feeling more relaxed and more fit. Elder sister Venus, a 7-time Grand Slam winner, began posting workouts on Instagram 8 weeks ago, and this week she invited Serena, the greatest tennis player to ever exist, her little sister, to share a yoga-inspired stretching session. Serena said the exercises, which took about half an hour, served as a warm-up for her, even though they were a little intense. And that's brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. In case you're just joining us or you actually missed out on any of the news, here's the recap of the news headlines. 22 COVID-19 patients discharged in Sokoto. Mauritius officially virus-free after total recoveries and no new cases. U.S. Secretary of State condemns shooting at Kabul maternity ward. Foreign reserves gained $1.22 billion in 11 days. And FIFA postpones Women's Under-17 World Cup to 2021. We have a word for us for the day, a word for the day. Some people don't like you just because your strength reminds them of their weakness. Don't let the hate slow you down. So it's self-explanatory, and a lot of persons out there, you have a strength, we all know that, and some persons who are actually worried by complex, who actually have complex, feel okay because you have the strength I don't have, they now hate you and all that. You who has that strength to do what others cannot do, stop being distracted by their hate, by their hate speech or their appearances as well. All you need to do is to just focus so that you continue in that pace of strength that you operate. I know you have your own opinion, you have your own comments. You can drop it on our social media platforms, or I have them on Facebook, Celebration TV, Instagram, My Celebration TV. As well, you can tweet at us at My Celebration TV, and on YouTube, www.youtube.com/Celebration TV. Always remember that the continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter the office you hold today as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. Please, this is the best time for us all to play our part and do it with all diligence. Thank you once again for staying with us on our news desk. I remain Nicholas Akosile Walter. God bless you. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross of
Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Edo State Governor Ibikule Amoso